And if I can just add to that, 3 or 4 points I'd like to make, because to be honest, the Uniform Civil Code or the UCC, I feel is not just a necessity for India. I think it is a prerequisite for India's unity. Religious fanatics, Anand, may have held to ransom a generation previous to ours through partition. They may have held to ransom our generation through Shabano. But we will not allow them to hold to ransom our future generations. We have to say no to religious fanatics. Enough is enough. There are broadly 4 issues here, and please bear with me. Number 1, on the pretext of diversity, one cannot allow discrimination to flourish. And that is what has been happening. Just one example. Supreme Court recently conferred Hindu daughters with equal rights to fathers' properties going back to 1949, saying, I quote, Hindu texts recognize female rights, unquote. But in India, because of the verse 411, a Muslim daughter is entitled to only half of what a son is. Is this not discrimination? For how long will you make Muslim women suffer discrimination by shrouding them in this burqa of diversity? Number 2, there already is a uniform civil code applicable in Goa for decades. Yeah. Goa has a minority population of 38%. I ask you, are the minorities in Goa suffering or being discriminated against because of the Uniform Civil Code? On the contrary, they seem very happy. Number 3, the UCC is enshrined in our constitution under the directive principles. Dr. Ambedkar was an active proponent of it. Yeah. He rejected amendments of exceptionality by Muslim legislators to Article 35, now 44, that asks for UCC to be implemented. Quote, I personally do not understand why religion should be given this vast, expansive jurisdiction so as to cover the whole of life and to prevent the legislature from encroaching upon that field. After all, what are we having this liberty for? We are having this liberty in order to reform our social system, which is so full of iniquities, discrimination and other things, which conflict with our fundamental rights, unquote. Besides, the UCC has been ordered to be implemented on more than one occasion by the courts. It will help the cause of national integration by removing disparate loyalties to laws which have conflicting ideologies, unquote. Ambedkar की नहीं सुननी, Supreme Court की नहीं सुननी, Constitution की नहीं सुननी, बस Sharia की सुननी है. And by the way, for bringing in social reform and equality to Hindu society, the Congress gladly brought in the Hindu Code Bill, but cowered away like a wet cat under a lamppost when it came to reforming Muslim society. I repeat, I am against any law or code that discriminates between gender, sex, caste, creed, religious denomination, communities or groups. Finally, Anand, just for the 4th point. Above everything, there is a pursuit of a law or a code that begets what I call universal good. Yeah. That is just, equal and based on science. Only then can societies progress. We have seen this time and again. The abortion limit has been decided by science and it has changed over years. Was that not warranted? Infant vaccination, contraception, prohibited in many societies and groups. But should we continue to cause damage in the name of diversity? You want to continue to marry girl childs because your community has been doing so while every other community in India has to follow the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act? Is this pro-woman? As I said, just 5 seconds, UCC will eradicate discrimination. It will unify us. Time has come, Anand, its time has come.